Real world professors have been telling you to accumulate crypto. We told you which ones to accumulate, and we told you why. Now the price is going up, everybody's making money. You could have had these tips and you could have learned how to make money in a very easy way, in a very simple system for $49 a month. But you didn't sign up because you thought you were too smart. You're an arrogant idiot who thought $49 a month is not worth the investment. Instead, you're gonna save your money and now you're gonna lose out on thousands because you're a dummy. You know what? You're never going to work it out by yourself. You need people around you. You need perspicacity, which is amplified by your network. You need people who know more than you do. You need teachers. You need people to work beside to motivate you. We're living in a transitional period where the matrix is broken. You can start off at the absolute bottom echelon and you can end up at the highest echelons of masculine capability like I have. All you have to do is genuinely try for once in your life. When I meet somebody who's my age, who is still poor, I know it is their fault. They have some kind of personality defect. There's something wrong with them. They don't have any motivation, or they're depressed, or they tried to do it by themselves because they're an arrogant idiot. I don't do anything by myself. I do everything with my team. I have a team of 110 people who work for me. I have my closest advisors. I have the war room with 4,000 people in it. I have Hustles University with all of the professors, 18 of them. I talk to them all day, every day. Every single time I'm making billions of dollars, I do it with other people. I don't do anything by myself. Every single thing I do and all the money I make is done with other people on my team. And you, Mr. Nobody, with no friends, thinks you're gonna pull off better than us? Anyway, off for lunch.
Okay, so I'm pretty sure that I got that working all right now. And if I could just get somebody to verify. Oh, fuck, I clicked the wrong fucking thing on my... Hold on, guys, just a minute. GM. Hopefully we'll like the fucking introduction music. I'm gonna mix it up every day because, you know, I miss playing music for people, and if I'm not gonna be DJing at a fucking nightclub, then I may as well DJ for you guys. So, and it'll, you know, I enjoy listening to the intro music anyway. So, without further ado, I'll just get into the introductory speech. So, if this is your first investing analysis ever, welcome. This is like the seasoning on top of your meal. It is not the base of the meal. This is the icing on the cake. This is not the cake. So, if you haven't done the lessons yet, it's unlikely you'll get the full value out of these investing analysis videos. I've heard that there's something called a Super Bowl on today. I'm not really sure what that is. I prefer to spend brain power in my life focusing on things that make me money rather than take money away from me. So, not really sure why anybody would be cheering for a group of people that don't even know you exist. We do what we do. So we're right here, and we're going to get right into it. So first things first, let's have a bit of a chat about the TPI because that's where we normally start. We have a positive rate of change in the medium-term TPI, and we also have a very strongly negative rate of change in the ETH-BTC TPI. So what we have really is it's a result of Bitcoin's extreme outperformance versus Ethereum over the last week, I would say. So you can see that Ethereum's done quite well. Bitcoin's done a little bit better. And on the ratio, that represents itself by this change right there. So what this is negative trend on a high time frame basis, and that has only just changed. So you can do some modifications to your portfolio if you like. I don't suggest that you come to me and go, hey Adam, what should I do about my holdings? Like that is not for me to decide. You need to know what type of portfolio you're running. If you don't know how this applies to you, then do nothing because that is probably the objectively correct choice. Don't feel FOMO, right? This is a marginal change between two majors, of which the outperformance that you will likely achieve will be minor. So don't get your panties in a twist, but if you are aware of what this is and how it may complement your portfolio, then by all means, rotate some of your Ethereum into Bitcoin if that's what you would like to do. And also be aware that this, on the high time frame basis of whatever's judging the trend, overall trend of this, it could still have yourself, you could have a false negative there, and that could be the actual bottom, and it would just reverse from there, or it could continue for a while longer, right? So just understand that we exist in a probabilistic universe where it is the accumulation of a whole bunch of different decisions that leads towards success. It is never a single moment in time. We just make the best decisions we possibly can, and then we move forwards from there. So with that being said, I think that sufficiently covers that. What I will do is I will get into the daily data, and I've got a few important tweets for you as well. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. I may as well start off with this one because this one is hilarious. The tweet is, how can ETFs buy all the Bitcoin without moving price? Here is the answer. And wouldn't you know it, it is the fucking plebs, and even the rich plebs. I don't know if you'd necessarily call somebody with 1 or 2 BTC rich, quote unquote. I think that's a bit of a fucking stretch, but yeah, retail traders, this majority of the plebs, look at how much they've been selling. Look at how much they've been selling while the institutions have been buying up. And the net change, I mean, is only marginal compared to the overall buying that the institutions have done. Of course, it's sent price higher. But the reason is because these institutions have the correct time horizon and the fucking retail traders don't. As displayed by this scientific fucking article, this analyses of traders. Less than 1% of the day trader population is able to predictably and reliably earn positive abnormal returns net of fees. So think about who is on the right side of this trade, whether it's the institutions or whether it's the fucking retail traders. Well, clearly it's not retail because prices are now significantly up. What the fuck am I? Where is my chart? Up. UP. Up only. No down. All right. Now let's get into it. So exchanges are looking good. No red lights there. Please keep in mind the rate of increase in the fucking... I'll show you a tweet from Timothy Peterson a little bit later on. Fucking I might as well show you now. Bitcoin median return 18 days after runs of 21%. Bitcoin has had a great run. What happens next? This is the type of rally. This type of rally has happened 440 times in the past 9 years. It continued up 88% of the time with a typical gain of greater than 20%, which would place Bitcoin at $60,000. Now, where the fuck did I tell you that Bitcoin would go as a result of the change in liquidity as reflected by cross-border capital? What did I tell you? I said it would be somewhere within the fucking range of 60 to 65,000. Does any of you remember how I got that number? It was based upon the forward-looking implications of liquidity. We already went over how liquidity, Granger causes Bitcoin price leading by up to 5 weeks, between 3 to 5 weeks. And then proportionally, I did a visual study on where we went from the bottom of that local uptrend in liquidity to where we are currently priced in, and what the further implications of the current and future liquidity being put into the market. And I gave you a conservative estimate somewhere around here because proportionally there to there looked at least like it would take us from there to there over whatever time period, another month and a half potentially. So you've got not only my interpretation of the leading effect, proportional effect of liquidity, how far into the future it is, but you've also got a statistical clustering of similar historical occurrences that are telling you that it's most likely to take it to greater than 60K. So a non-trivial possibility of new all-time highs in perhaps 30 days, that's a bit too much. Not entirely sure I'm on board with that. May as well put all-time highs on the fucking chart, seeing as it's apparently now in play. Really, it doesn't seem that far away when you put it like that, when taking into consideration the proportional direction for liquidity and where that could potentially take us. I don't know if it would break all-time highs. I think triple top could actually be the meme that plays out into existence. And whether or not liquidity trends continue beyond that, I don't know. Anywhere beyond about here is unknown to us, at least in a short to medium term kind of liquidity basis, because we don't have data that goes beyond there yet. Okay, we know where the full cycle is going over the next 2 years up to the end of 2025. Very bullish, extremely bullish. That is the structural dynamics of where we're going. As for the current data and how far ahead it can look, it ends about here, just before the halving. So hopefully that clears up what our expectations should be. And I just think that it's hilarious that this statistical oddity is clustering around those same expected results, which are fundamentally based. And we have a statistical piece of evidence that also points in this direction as well. All of this talk about Bitcoin, ETFs, and halvings is just talk. Prices are going up because of positive sentiment, improving market economic conditions. I would be inclined to agree. And he's comparing it against SPX-L, which I think is SPX low vol. And there's a Bitcoin versus its Metcalfe value. 50% chance Bitcoin sees 40K, but there's also a 50% chance Bitcoin reaches 50K by June. Rare chance where both long-term longs and short-term shorts can probably make money. I've told you previously, yesterday actually, there is a possibility that Bitcoin continues above its local highs to induce retail back into their positions where they puked at the fucking local lows because they're retards. And they're going, oh no, now it's going back into an uptrend again. Psyop them into taking their long positions and then send it back down into the range again to fuck with them. Maybe back down to there before running it back up again, mega turbo, leaving them all in the dust. Because remember, the market is a machine that fucking destroys retail traders to the maximum degree possible. Any retard behavior that you can interpret into the market is probably going to be correct. Now, the triple top, if we do get it, could actually coincide with high levels of valuation, which would be quite scary. That would send us maybe sideways from the halving for quite a period of time before going back up again. But also remembering that these cycle dynamics here are not representative of the whole cryptocurrency market. This, for example, as a placeholder for your aggregate valuation, is only for Bitcoin. It is not total, right? Only for Bitcoin, not total, because during, say, the 2018 peak, Ethereum still ran up and altcoins still ran up in the tail end of that peak as things were kind of declining off on the majors like Bitcoin. Ethereum and its altcoins were still going parabolic, and the same thing happened over here. So you may get a peak reading somewhere like there, and you still have another 6 to 9 months worth of insanity in altcoins, in shitcoins, in Ethereum, and anything to do with smart contracts. So don't be too pessimistic if you're worried that you're late, because there is still plenty of juice to go, even if we have an early cycle peak followed by consolidation and then we have more run-ups later on. This is all very speculative shit, okay? We don't know that for sure yet. Again, we orientate every day as new data comes in, especially based off liquidity trends. So there is no coming in once a week, right? You come in every single fucking day and you recheck in with me to make sure that there's nothing that has changed our biases. Now, we don't have Monday's data yet because Australia is 1 day ahead of the United States. And of course, we haven't had Monday close yet. So that is, I believe, Friday's measurement in the United States, which has a massive third greatest inflows ever. I think I already covered that. TradFi must be beside themselves, knowing that this asset class trades over the weekend while they're all jerking off in the fucking over their Saturdays and Sundays. Okay, look, here we go. This is something that I've been looking for a while. Look, we have a signal here. We have the first major sell signal of the cycle, but it's not a red one yet. It's still very early. It could be an indication of a local high. I don't know if you guys can see that on this chart, but there has been a signal there, an orange signal. So that is moderate spending. Probably triggered by this. The uber rich in the 10 to 100 BTC cohort. So the question is that a significant issue for us? It appears as though the first indications of moderate spending can either be an incremental, or a local top, or it can actually indicate the beginning of a bull market. We have to ask ourselves what regime we're in. We're in a very strongly positive liquidity regime, at least with the data that we can see. Therefore, at a very high level of risk, considering that this could either be the beginning of a trend measurement or the end of a trend, I would say that we are in this type of phase. Another reason that supports my theory for why we are in this phase rather than a phase like so or like these is because of the positive reaction that we had from price and, well, the short-term realized profit and loss measurement. Now, I told you back in the 24th, 25th of January that if we were indeed in a positive liquidity bull market like so and like so, what we would expect from the realized profit and short-term profit and loss would be for a strong reaction at the midline of this ratio at 0 effectively. And that is what we received. We received a strong reaction, much like these. Now, the fundamental and the technical data, or the on-chain data, I should say, is supportive of what would appear to be an early bull market. So that is the bias that I'm going to hold. Of course, this does concern me a little bit. However, I don't let just random numbers concern me unless it's taken within the context of the market environment that we're in, which is bullish. So I'm not that concerned. Spending behavior, actually, if you pull up, and I don't know, I probably won't be able to do it live, but if you pull up, and I'm not looking at this one, if you pull up a chart of HODL waves, you can actually see a lot of the time when spending behavior begins to increase, that is actually the beginning of the bull market. I wish I had. I wonder if I could find it quickly for you. Spending behavior changing. Address specific spending. Realized profit distribution. Spending distribution. Yeah, I don't think I can do it while on stream. I would need to spend a couple of minutes. Average spent coin age. Nope. Yeah. Anyway, you'll have to take my word for it. We're not going to bother with those because we are nowhere near a market cycle peak. I suspect that some of these metrics will not be useful in the future. Okay, let's have a look at our crypto quant dashboard. No warning signs for the long-term signals, although of course we have profit and loss creeping upwards. Now, how's the inter-exchange flow pulse going? creeping upwards nicely, which is good. Still, don't expect a positive signal for these for another couple of days, which again, as I said, would kind of work well with my theory that may go something like that, because it would give the inter-exchange flow, pulse, metric enough time to actually flip positive again. New money is at 5.8, which I don't really consider to be too significant yet. Could probably still go up a little bit higher. Plus, it hasn't updated for 16 hours, so I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time looking at that. NVT Golden Cross metric has crept up slightly. Supply and profit is creeping upwards as well. So we have a lot of warning signs there. Now, I still love this call that I made where I was like, you know what? This binary CDD measurement only tends to trigger at major reversal points in the market. And despite the extreme height of this one here, I'm like, you know what? I think that this is actually a bottom measurement, like within this major trend. And I'm gonna retain that bias, which I think is just crazy to think, right? But it's supportive of all of the other, it supports the other evidence that says that we are likely to have major outperformance moving forwards from here. Of course, the Capriol macro index is going up, which we have already covered. No risk of market cycle peak according to those. Now I've added Bitcoin Google Trends sentiment to our daily analysis here, where I look at it and it's pulled up like so. So you can see that over the last year, Bitcoin sentiment since since the ETF, January 7th to 13th. 7th to 13th. With just this, look how little sense this makes, okay? So around the ETF launch, we had maximum Google Trends sentiment, okay? And since then, it's gone and done its round trip. And what has Google sentiment done? Google Trend, it's gone in a straight down line. Straight down. Like, what the fuck is wrong with these people? This is why nobody makes money. You need to pay attention to this shit when the time is right. Everybody, I do have a theory that because of the last bull market cycle, it was the first major cycle where we had a lot of public interest and we had stuff like Bitcoin going on TV and a lot of mainstream pushing by celebrities and shit. I believe that a lot of people have been burnt so bad by Bitcoin because it induced more retards into the market that a lot of people don't even want to invest anymore. They've made their mind up at this point here and gone, you know what, Bitcoin's a scam. It doesn't matter how high it's going, never buying again. But you know what's going to happen? I can almost guarantee it. It's going to go up to 200K, 300K per crypto, and it's going to be like, yeah, well, now let's jump into it. They're gonna capitulate. They're gonna see you guys rolling around in fucking Aston Martins, and they'll be like, maybe I should have bought some of that Bitcoin. But yeah, Bitcoin 17 on that index, local lows, and really still at cycle lows. Look at that. When was Bruv. It's disgraceful. But whatever. It's not our job to protect or save the regular peasant. My job is to help and hopefully save you, the people watching the daily investing analysis videos. I couldn't give a fuck about regular retail. Only Tate followers are the ones that I care about. Good to see Ethereum sentiment coming down. Bitcoin sentiment is still quite high. Does this mean the ratio could be a fake out? Who the fuck knows? Now we're moving on to some of the shorter term stuff. Yes, lots of people are going levered long, of course, at local highs, which is typical Retail behavior. No surprises there. Solana's not looking too healthy either. Oh, okay. That speculation index is probably hidden behind my head on the screen, but it looks like it is just chilling, nothing major. I love to see short-term breadth coming up. I think that these two measurements are going to continually rise. I think actually no, the speculation index will probably stay at its current level or maybe go sideways or a little bit lower for a short period of time as majors outperform like Bitcoin, and the crypto breadth will begin to increase slightly and then accelerate a little bit further as we go up. Because as you should be aware, generally majors outperform first, and then you have others starting to outperform. Actually, even today you can see there's a little bit of an outperformance spread there on others already. I don't think that's sustainable. Jeez, look at how good that looks. Yep. As expected. No new data over the weekend. And that pretty much covers it all. So at that point, I'm just going to leave that go and we'll move into the chat channels. Well, actually, I'll just go back to the charts briefly and wrap up. So what is my bias? If that wasn't clear enough to you, my bias is that we're going to have retail chasing at local highs. Maybe it'll even creep up a little bit more. As you saw by the liquidation maps, they're going to be induced into positions because retail traders puke the lows. All the FUD about, I forget what it was, but there's a whole bunch of FUD hitting the market. Just down here, sentiment follows price all the time. They bought, they sold here, retail traders, they bought here, and it's going to cause price to then revert back down into the range as they get all liquidated like degenerates. And then, of course, the liquidity prophecy will play itself out and it will go to Valhalla. Of course, we will be along for the ride because we didn't sell our bags to BlackRock. Solana was looking a bit heavy on those liquidation maps, so we may see a bit of a reversion there. Good to see a little bit of a pump from Hex. I'm wondering whether this area here can be fucking broken. It seems like it has some sort of a consolidation happening here, preparing for a breakout. But like I've said, my personal bias is that, my personal bias is that it's still going to take quite a while for the Richard Heart ecosystem, aka Hex and Pulse Chain stuff, to see any meaningful bid, because we need a lot of retail attention on the market for this to get its attention. So I would expect that maybe you get something like this. And then maybe if you're fucking lucky, late 2024, you start to see some major performance. Maybe if you're lucky. Right, so I think that's all I'm willing to or care about talking about. So let's have a fucking chat, shall we? All right. Hand egg. Right, hello. Yes. I invest in me, prof. I want to take all the lessons before I start investing so I don't have to FOMO. Am I doing it right? Yes, you are. What percentage of your leverage ETH you're moving to leverage BTC? Just coming into the chat. So sorry if somebody already asked. Oh man, it's going to be different for everybody. It was like 3/4. Hi Adam. Your investing strategy has so far made me $8 on a tiny investment of $60. I only started last week. Can't believe how good your predictions are. I don't. Man, can you fucking leave this campus, please? You're not meant to be in here with $60. You're not meant to be in here with $60. You're not meant to be investing with this little money. and I'm not meant to make you money over the course of a week, right? And don't rely on my fucking predictions, okay? There's nothing about what you've said here that makes any sense. Yes, but you should go away because $60 is nowhere near enough. I would love to know why you're even in here, because in the campus discovery quiz, I tell you that you should have at least $5,000 before joining this campus if you want the best possible results. Also, when you click on the plus button that allows you to choose between the different campuses, even that quiz tells you that you need about $5,000, or that is my recommendation for you. Of course, you can always join with less, but fuck, man, $60? One thing I'm not understanding about liquidity is how much of a lag happens between liquidity infusions and the market effects. I covered this in a fucking daily... I covered this already. Why? Where were you? You do not deserve to know if you weren't here. Really? And I already told you in this investing analysis, I already told you, you really want me to keep repeating myself. You're fucking, there's something wrong with you, man. I'm on crypto investing principles. When would I unlock signals? Thanks. Look at the fucking campus map. Good evening. No, I do not analyze shitcoins. If you want shitcoins, you should fuck off. Join late, but will BTC go? Will BTC go? I think you should go away. Or you should go and do more lessons. Hodl wave's relative. Yes. Okay, so you can kind of see that some spending activity actually begins to increase at the beginning of the bull market. Right? That is an indication of things starting, not an indication of things ending. You can't really use these things to predict when the market will end, but thank you to whoever did that, gave me that. Sylvian, thank you. Yeah. I love this game, so you should. Hi, Prof. Hope you're doing well. I'm fully allocated since you dropped the signal, but I'm DCing every salary I got into the large cap and small caps. My question is, on which standard deviation do we stop allocating money into large caps and only allocate into small caps? Is it around -1 to -1.5? Okay. I did a video on this. And I can't remember where I put it. I can't remember where I put the fucking video on this. There is somewhere within this university a video on every possible question you could ask, I think. Anyway, if you understand what the fucking model is, I don't know, 1 standard deviation, 0, 1, 2. That's not accurate. I don't know, man. Like between negative 1 to 1.5, you should start DCing into small caps, I guess. Yes. Keyword search is Bitcoin. Yeah. It's very low. Very low. Hi, Prof. 18 accumulated 100K through my business in real estate. That is incredibly impressive if true. I have 0 living expenses and I know I can continue to make money without the money I've made already. Should I take advantage of this 100K and put it all in crypto while I can, or should I only invest a portion? If you were in my shoes. But I am not. I am not in your shoes. Not only that, I know nothing about you. It doesn't matter how many possible details that you can provide to me. I can never possibly know what is the correct decision for you to make. That is not up to me. You could put in the tiniest amount and that could be overexposed for you, or you could put in the whole lot and you could be severely underexposed relative to your preferred risk exposure and your ability to make them fucking money back and an infinite number of different variables of which I don't know. All I can say is that I have a very deep and comprehensive understanding of this asset class, and I have been fully invested and only have been doing crypto for 4 years. So yeah, that's a 100% allocation for that entire time, right? Now it doesn't mean that it's, with finance. I've been doing finance about 9 years now, but yeah, so I take it fucking seriously, and how much seriousness are you gonna take the activity, man? It's completely up to you. One thing I've learned about investing is that you have to embrace the long game. That's it. That's what it is. Yep. Yeah, that's right. How's the bulking going? Seems like you got some mass on his arms. Yeah, bro. I was doing some pull. I was doing a pull day yesterday with biceps and back. I felt huge. Man. Courses. Beautiful. You should increase the minimum amount to join this campus to over 9,000. Over 9,000! Yeah. First time on the live. Love you, Prof. Thanks for all the things you do. My pleasure, mates. As long as you're showing up regularly, it's all I can hope for. Oh boy, there goes Adam's blood pressure. Yeah. I was curious though. I've been on the Versace Eros. Yeah, not a favorite for me. I don't like the way it smells for some reason. No, I like the way it smells, but it doesn't interact with my skin chemistry very well. Yes, it's too strong for the corporate office job. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, Versace, no, Versace fucking, the summer one that smells like lemons is a good one. Where is it? This one. Fuck. Where is it? Eau Fresh. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance, this one. I know it's like a fucking bit of a meme. Everybody fucking uses it, but there's a reason why. It smells insanely good, and it smells like fresh and summery. It's not overwhelming. You cannot offend anybody with this fragrance, but when they smell it, they're like, ooh, that's like, it's nice and clean, and it's sophisticated, and it's a young man's fragrance as well. It is, you could fucking bathe yourself in this shit, and people would be like, wow, that smells amazing. Hi, Pwong, good to see you. Yes, hi, Prof, I know you covered this investing analysis. What I am missing, what carries the cycle through 2025? You fucking... In the US, you can't buy leverage tokens on Toros. What do you recommend people in the US do because of this? Or do you have a fix for buying leverage tokens in the US? Well, you can use a VPN, and I don't live in the United States, so I'm not aware of any alternatives. Old school Adam rage rants incoming. No, I'm trying to reduce the amount of yelling that I do on stream because my blood pressure is like, I went to the doctor the other day and my blood pressure is so fucking high. So I'm going to try and handle it the best I can. And first I want to say thank you for the course. Good. I want to thank you for your work, your pathways, and yes, thank you. Good, yes. Thank you, everybody. Yes, I probably would. Did the video you used to explain displacing risk appetite get taken away, or am I blind? No, it's in the grids lesson in the post-graduation section, Beyond Mastery section. So if you go into Beyond Mastery, you will see the the liquidity and risk displacement fucking video explainer in the grids model lesson, which is super important. Watching the first live, did homework last year and realized the power of Bitcoin, immediately started mining. Now, what? Oh boy. Not off to a good start. Now I've quit my Matrix job and oh my god. You better know what you're doing, man. Oh jeez. I'm glad that you are enjoying my material, but I strongly believe that this is not a good use of your time. Why? Like, do you have free electricity and like a desire not to make big returns? I don't know, man. I couldn't be me. Hey, Professor, thank you for your effort. English is not my first language. Cool. Yeah. Yeah, no, he's just a peasant, right? He's just a fucking pleb, man. Most people are like this, okay? Like Tate tells us. Bro, Tate tells us this. Most men would fucking send you under the bus. Like, would fucking throw you under the bus if they could get some pussy, right? Like, most of the time. And most of the dudes would also throw you under the bus probably for some money. In the quality of men in your life, it better improve. Otherwise, you're going to be surrounded by some really shit people. I mean, if he's willing to tell you that explicitly, then what else is he not willing to tell you implicitly? Like, what are his other behavioral traits that are toxic, that are negatively affecting your life? When I was younger, I was Aqua di Gio. Yeah, very, very typical, common fragrance. Can Islamic finance principles offer solutions to modern financial crisis? I heard you are knowledgeable about this aspect. Yes, I mean, technically, yes, because the benefit of Islamic finance is that you're not using debt, right? Which means that there is probably an inherent lack of leverage or absence of leverage within the Islamic financial system, which means that you're not going to have these extreme credit increases and then crises, and you're not going to have to worry about the credit worthiness of certain lenders or borrowers. The idea of sharing in the profits of a venture is, I think, one that's interesting. Now, everything has its plus and its minuses. Now, the Western financial systems, and really more so the typical global capitalist financial system, is one that tries to have as much capital efficiency as possible. So if you have money somewhere, it should be loaned to somebody else that has a more productive opportunity. Now, as in Islamic finance, I fear that the rate of, or the accuracy of capital allocation is perhaps reduced because you don't have that speed of constantly lending and borrowing to allocate to different projects that may be more beneficial for your society. But at the same time, you're not being exposed to those extreme credit events. So there are benefits and trade-offs. It really depends on what you want in your society, whether or not you want high levels of capital efficiency and rapid technological progress, or whether you want stability and whether you want, stability, really. That's the main benefit of Islamic finance. But that's not for us to decide. That's for people more important than us to decide. I don't have an opinion on that one. I think I've smelt it once and it was quite nice, but a bit generic. Yeah, I used that for a while as well. VPN USA, I have to prove to the government. I did. Yeah. Yep, good. Next to a duck. Yeah, I'll go to a farm. If Bitcoin breaks all-time high, I will do a live stream at a farm. I will find a way. I remember you said you got some car parts for your car. What mods did you get? Carbon fiber rear diffuser, carbon fiber front splitter, carbon fiber rear trunk lip, and I got a blacked out badges, blacked out grill, getting it wrapped, getting a rose rose and thorny vine stencil done through the inside of the doors. It should look fucking nice when I get it back, and some custom number plates as well. It's common to make a one-time transaction to reallocate to the STCA portfolio, but I could see it being beneficial to spread it over a few days. Yeah. Fucked if I know, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, fuckers instincts. When I got my first taste of money, and I mean this in all seriousness, I bought a fucking bar of nice soap, man. When I made my first $1 million, I went to the fucking supermarket, and instead of buying the shit soap, I bought a nice bar of expensive soap that was lemongrass scented. And that made me happy. And then I went home, had some fucking food, and then I had a shower, and I was like, oh yeah, this is the life. Do you still train in boxing? Depends what you mean by train. I hit the bag 2 times a week, but I don't go to classes at the moment. Yeah. Depends what you want. Fucking hell. That is cool. It doesn't matter if it's hands off or not. Yeah, but is this you trying to reduce the amount of effort that you're putting into your life, or what? Like, what the fuck else are you doing with your time, right? Or are you just sitting around jacking off all day? This is, and I could be wrong about you and about what you're doing, but this needs to be addressed forever and always, right? The two things that are going to fuck you over in life, not just you, but everybody else, the belief that there's such a thing as passive income, and the belief that there is such a thing as a smooth equity curve that goes up and to the right when you're looking at your portfolio. Both things are sales tactics that are used to make you do something that's against your best interests. Now, what your interests are, maybe your life goal is to sit around, and that is what you genuinely want. I would assume that if you're in this campus talking to me, your life goal is to become filthy rich, and you would be willing to do whatever it takes, right? Mining is not going to make you filthy rich. You could make a potential 20x on the material cost of your hardware and all of the bullshit that goes into setting up your mining setup, right? If you're a miner and you're like, oh, well, I want to drip feed money into my life because it's what the rich people say, multiple income streams, right? And that's the meme, multiple income streams. If you're mining your Bitcoin in a pool, and cool, whatever. So you break even on your return of investment, say after a few months. I don't know what the economics of it is. From memory, it's something between 6 and 12 months. Somewhere within there, you break even on your ASIC costs. And then from there, you then earn a rate of return on your miners, whatever it is, right? Over that period of time where you're running it to break even on that cost, and then you're making an incremental profit, that entire time you could have been making capital gains on that same money that would have far exceeded any possible rate of return that you could get from your mining activities. Like, if you're gonna get involved in crypto, why mining? Mining is for corporations and power companies that have waste energy that they need to use to balance their loads with, like the energy, the electrical grid loads. It's not for people like us that want to make multiples. But this is all operating under the assumption that you want to make multiples. Maybe you don't want to make multiples, but I'm going to assume you do because that's why you're here. and filling your bags. I doubt that a little drip feed can fill your bags. And yeah, I won't bother wasting my time talking about equity curves. It's a completely different discussion, but you never fall for the passive income thing. The only income is active income. You must force the world to give you money through sheer effort, because there's a whole world of people out there that would love to get paid to do fuck all, and you're competing with them as well. You're competing against a whole bunch of other really fucking lazy people, and you're probably going to get, in a competitive world, lazy cunt results. You wonder why I'm in the position that I am? Is because every single day we're going max effort. And it was a lot of max effort long before any of you knew that I even existed. If BTC breaks all-time highs, doing a live stream on a farm. Yep. Hi, boss. Just started courses, 40% through the fundamentals. By this week, masterclass will be done. It's too many. You obviously haven't taken the fix your shitty portfolio lesson yet, or if you did, you didn't pay attention to it. My energy here is wasted. Typical. Yeah, you are retarded. You need to, I mean, it would probably be healthier for you because of your extremely low level of understanding of how investing works to not even hold anything. You should probably just sell all of your portfolio into Bitcoin. 15 fucking cryptos. Sell all of it into Bitcoin and complete the masterclass. Yeah, I'm not going to tell you. The number plate will be duck. No, I have not smelt this one. No, I do not have a bunker. No, the halving does nothing. The halving is a fucking psyop that's been designed to distract you from the truth. The truth is that the halving doesn't matter, and the only thing that matters is liquidity. No. You don't need to know about the war room. If you're curious about joining, then join. If you can't afford it and you don't know what it does, then don't join. We don't want. It's not my job to tell you about the war room. Yes, that is the Real World Council. Yeah, that's the AI version of me. It's why I'm trying to get my arms bigger to live up. Some people say the best perfume cologne. What do you have to say to this statement? I say Creed Aventus is fantastic. Personally, I think the difference between Creed Aventus and fucking Mont Blanc Explorer is minimal. Personally, I prefer Mont Blanc Explorer. Yes, you can smell the difference between Mont Blanc Explorer and Creed Aventus. They are two different colognes. However, Mont Blanc Explorer gives you probably 80 to 90% of the Creed Aventus experience without the price tag. But yes, I do like it a lot. I haven't fought Muay Thai, but I fought kickboxing, and I love to train Muay Thai. Yep. Oh, wow, okay. That's a really positive reaction. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, no, I genuinely mean that. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense to me why you would want to mine. Of course, if you think that I haven't thought multiple times like, oh, well, mining is a thing, so let's think about it and let's game theory out mining and like we'll ask ourselves the question, maybe it could be worth the effort, and isn't that cool? Like get paid money free and maybe use it to heat your home in the winter or some, who knows, like any number of different excuses. If you follow all of the logical determinations of what your end goal, end state is meant to be, and what options you have to move there. Mining is not one of those options. So I've got a lot of respect for you that you would consider my opinion, because I think that my reasoning and my reasoning process it makes sense. Of course, I believe my own reasoning makes sense. Just ask me. But anyway. Since I want to tactically manage my portfolio, rather rotate out of highly beta assets such as Sol and into Bitcoin. Is this part of... Yeah, Bitcoin is the least risky thing to hold aside from stable coins. Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean by this, though. Massive respect for everything. Listen to the... Yes. You don't need to trust me. Don't trust me. Don't trust me. Do the fucking lessons and verify what I've got to teach you. You don't need trust. You shouldn't trust anybody, especially not anybody that's telling you what to fucking do. The signals aren't there for you to... I mean, I understand that people think that the signals are like, oh, this is how you earn while you learn, or you can get started. You know, at the end of the day, the signals are there as an educational resource. That's their main function, because you and what you want from your portfolios is potentially way different to what I want and what I would be inclined to do. The point is that you do all the lessons, you graduate the masterclass, and you get into the postgraduate strategy development sections so that you can make a portfolio and system that's appropriate to you and what you want, so that you can also understand how they work at a deep level. That way, you can make an appropriate determination of what strategy behavior you want, right? And as the signals change and as I manage my portfolio, you can view my behaviors and you can reflect upon your own systems and your own choices. And then you can calibrate your thought processes based upon mine. So this loop of constantly orientating yourself versus my decisions and then reflecting upon yourself acts as like an OODA loop where you're constantly readjusting the way that you think. This is the fastest way to get you from where you are to hopefully somewhere around my skill level, or if you could be blessed enough, like a lot of the investing masters are, just surpass me completely. Right? So don't trust me. It's not the point. The point is to verify. The point is for you to do the work. No, I haven't sparred Tate. Yeah. The day will come. I'm sure the day will come. I'm not looking forward to it. I know many War Room members who he's broken like ribs and shit. Yeah. Garbage. Nah, it's not that garbage. I don't know what the fuck this is for. I'll delete that in a second. Not sure what the fuck Doge is for. I'm new here and I have 10% of my portfolio in Pulse, Scala, and Sol, the other 90%. Should I add liquidity? Do whatever you want, man. The fuck if I know what the fuck you should do. Do whatever you want. Why haven't you passed the masterclass? LeMail? It's been a while since I've smelt that one. I can't comment, sorry. The questions keep getting worse. Yeah. Yeah, for real. Enough data to say local top. I will be one of your best students. Let's fucking go. Okay, cool, man. Good shit. I'm very proud of you. Finally, something that raised my energy levels this morning. Very excited to hear that. Very excited to hear that. Good on you, man. Hey, Prof, got a scholarship to pay for half my 4 years of college. Already made 100K in a small town without a degree. And the only reason I would go to network and establish connections. Yep. Living in a very small town and moving would gain me access to 1 million people. Would you consider the War Room to be a better alternative? It depends on what your goal is. What do you want? I mean, the War Room is the best network on earth. There is no second best network. It's the best. So how good are you at discussing and forming relationships with high-performing men? That is the question. If you're good at forming relationships with high-performing men, then that is what will lead you to doing well in the War Room. Since we may experience a dip and I trade Sol, is this a part of the market where I'd rebalance some of that SOL holding into BTC? Yeah, don't ask me, man. This is a Michael question. Prof M, you're the best. Just pass the masterclass. Yeah. No, I'm not going to tell you. Cool. Well, that's all I've got energy for. Honestly, I'm sick of answering these fucking questions. So yeah, it is what it is. All right. Thank you very much for showing up, guys. Hopefully you got something out of investing analysis today. And I want you to keep coming back every single day. Please ask better questions next time. And yes, love you all. Stay safe out there and don't do something I wouldn't do. Prepare yourself for what the market can throw at you. And I will talk to you all tomorrow.
I remember my dream. I remember my dream.